And here we go.
And here we go. Hello, everyone. It is September 30th, 2018. What? I am Jen, and this is my co-host, Miss
Joy. And we're ready to stick some good stuff in your head.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
I have you sharing our national days
for
tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow is Child Health Day. So everybody get your children and your childs and your I said that deliberately. Your childs and your
kiddos.
And your kiddos. And if you got a husband that's a little boy, take him too and have them checked out on their health day.
Not meaning that you marry children, meaning that if your husband acts like
a child. Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean. Sometimes when a man gets a cold, he's a child. Yeah. Yeah, we don't support children.
Maybe I should take over national.
You'll be all right.
Is that each child deserves to be the healthiest that they can be, so that's why they are picking. It just should be every day. You ever notice that some of these national holidays should just be like every day?
Yeah, you only pay to your children once a year.
Yeah, is this like one?
I had a child. Where'd it go? It's for 364 days. Where'd it go?
Like the National Child Health Day. It's like, no, little Timmy, today you can't have chicken nuggets and mac and cheese like I give you every other day, because today is National Health Day.
Yeah.
They should just, I'm like, oh, yeah. I guess it goes along the lines of the derps that have to have a warning or like a special, your child is in the backseat warning because of all the airheaded people. Like how... I don't even know. Like, all the people are leaving their kids in the backseat of their car during the winter and the summer. Like, what have we become, that you can't even remember that your child is in the vehicle with you?
Well, they just had that on the news tonight. They just had on the news tonight telling how people should, kids are still in danger, even if it's wintertime, to leave them in the car.
Yeah,
some people think, well, it's not hot and it's not real cold, so we'll leave them in the car.
Just stop leaving.
Just stop it.
Things in the car.
Yeah.
So what's the next national day?
National Consignment Day. So that must be all those that want to sell things that have consignments in antique shops and stuff, or craft shops and things like that.
Because you have a couple of friends that do consignment with like vintage stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So that it's cool that you can, if you have some goods that you want to sell, and find someone that will sell it. And that's pretty handy. It's like having a business, but kind of. You don't have to do the overhead of the electricity and all that. You just have someone sell your goods on consignment.
Right. And then tomorrow is National Fire Pup Day. So that's a different. Yeah, Fire Pup Day. I guess it's a puppy that lives on the fire truck.
Yeah, I would imagine.
The Dalmatian.
What's the next day? They're loading us up for October 1st.
Yes. Yeah, National Homemade Cookies Day. Oh,
well, I like that day. But ironically, that goes against the Healthy Child Day that is also October 1st.
Oh,
Have a cookie.
Yeah. Make some cookies for your child tomorrow.
Healthy ones, apparently.
Exactly. Well, before we get into
is better.
Right. Well, before we get into the show, let's share what we've been up to.
So what have we been up to? We've been gone for a month.
Yeah, life has gotten in the way. Every time we think of it, we've just, this last summer days, we've been pretty busy, having fun, doing stuff, getting to bed really late, not say, we ain't got time. Well, I think we're going to be running into lots of time now.
I hope so. Yeah, with winter coming.
Yeah.
And the school season started, and I'm starting up the homeschooling things, and that's been kind of interesting. And
then how many?
Give a whole different schedule.
And then how many children say it's not time to go to bed yet?
All of them.
Yeah, so it's so hard as a parent to make them realize the clock runs everything. The sun does not. Because we always tell them when the moon comes, it's time to go to bed. But we get luckier as the day goes on.
They argue with you. They're like, but it's not nighttime yet.
Right. And you just went through this with your youngest.
Yes. It is nighttime if I say it's nighttime.
I remember having that talk with you girls when you were little. No, it's not that way at all. Now, see the clock. You got 12 hours. It's when they start learning time is when it starts making sense.
Exactly. That is for sure.
So
this is we hopped over. We were doing our live streams on Facebook, and then Joy, you deleted your Facebook today, right?
Yes, I did, and I just totally got off because I've been having these weird feelings about it anyway. So
yeah, you kind of were getting weirded out when you heard like other countries were taking over, like Russia and stuff, or somehow getting
back in the day,
and stuff. Yeah. So and then this latest thing this week, actually, they said that Facebook was hacked and it was affecting 50 million people. And it let attackers access users' Tinder, Spotify's, Instagram accounts, like any linked accounts that you had. Because you were wondering, like, why are people hacking Facebook, right?
Right.
And I had heard like a couple different theories. Like a lot of it was partly due to the linked accounts that are like the gaming accounts or like the type of accounts that have like your wallet, your e-wallet attached to it. So hackers could get in with your Facebook, and then they could also get like your banking information or credit card or debit card stuff. If you had like that information saved somewhere with another app that you're using. Like it's saying now that people are getting into your Tinder because Facebook has made it so easy for us to hook and stop being what they're doing is the hackers are banking on our laziness, because when you go to sign into a new account, they're like, you can sign in with your email, or, you can also sign in with your Facebook. So then you're like, yeah, sure, why not? And then you click on it. So then you have like this situation. If you had a Spotify account also linked to your Facebook and your Instagram or your Twitter or stuff like that, the hackers were also getting 2 to 3 different accounts all in one swipe. So that is the hard part.
Yes, just like with Wish, sometimes that pops up, or any little cookie thing that they want to send out your way,
Yeah. All those little things that you can just log into with your Facebook. So they've put out some more information on that. But man, 50 million users, that is massive. That is so crazy.
I know.
It also said that it's not clear whether the attackers did this, but the possibility can also force these companies that rely on Facebook logins to launch their own investigations, because it's kind of like, it branched out. It wasn't just like Facebook now that has to look at their stuff. These other companies now have to look and say, hey, did our customers get breached via this Facebook hack? And then it was also said that the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, was also one of the 50 million affected users. So he was hit too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Well, he's the one that created it. He probably should have made something that was more security bound than that.
Yeah, it's just...
He probably will now.
I think the unfortunate part with this is, like in my situation, I can't just delete my Facebook, because people communicate in a lot of groups, like with my kids' school and stuff, and like people's churches, and they have like the buy-sell trade sites a lot of people shop off from and stuff. And I think that it's been integrated into our life for so many years, and so many people rely on it. I would really wonder what it would like, what would replace it in the future, because so many people are on it.
Right. Well, what would replace it would be, you have to go back to the newspaper.
Well, before Facebook, you didn't have a MySpace. But before Facebook was MySpace. And I had a MySpace, and you could add like music. I actually thought it was cool. And when I was on MySpace, I'm like, nobody's ever going to use this boring Facebook, because MySpace, you could have music, and it was back in like the early 2000s. So it was early 2000s that MySpace was like, it was started for like entertainers, like singers and songwriters and comedians and stuff like that. It was meant for that. And then it just kind of blossomed and everybody got on board. And then Facebook arrived And then Facebook was just streamlined. Everything was white and black, and there was no music, and you couldn't personalize it. And I was like, nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna hop over to that boring old Facebook. And now it's like morphed into everything, like groups and news and commerce and advertising, and like a lot of businesses use it to get their word out. You know, it can get instant information sent out instead of like sending out snail mail or emails that go to your spam. Like they just have to, you know, like it's the orchard season right now, and now my timeline is full of all the local orchards going, hey, here's our deals, share and like and get entered into our contest. You know, it's like instant customer interaction.
Wow.
So yeah, didn't you ever like, what was your main thing? Like, was the juice not worth the squeeze?
What did you say?
Are you listening?
Yeah, what was the next words into
like,
the squeeze?
No. What a good friend of mine you always uses the term or the saying, it was the juice not worth the squeeze for Facebook. Like, yeah. Were you not getting out of it what you needed?
I wasn't. Nah, I didn't even rely on it. So
okay.
I didn't really care. I didn't spend a lot of time on it. It's just, sometimes it takes up a lot of, even if you get on there, you know, it's like, where do you go? And you really don't, you want to be incognito because you don't want to put everything out there. Because I'm kind of funny about putting pictures on there.
Yeah. So, I don't like it when other people take pictures of your kids and put them on there. That irritates me.
Yes.
I don't like that. I think that people, if it's not your kid, then put a little emoji or a little picture over it and be done. I feel like you're crossing a line when you, like, if you're one of the picture hungry moms and you're just snapping a bunch of people and your kids are like right up close with them, you know, try to get some permission or something.
And
know?
lots of times too, you notice these younger girls and guys that use it as they can be mean on it, and they can use it as their diary, and they can use it as their diary, you know, journal or whatever, or they don't use it for what it's meant to be. It's just a bunch of stuff that you don't really need to know. Yeah.
We've pretty much been like, I've seen a lot of GIFs or on it, GIFs about Facebook. They're like, you're either this Facebook user, you're the kind of person that their life is perfect. They're like, oh, this is my magnificent husband and my $400 and dollar coat and they're always everything is amazing and over the top, and then you have the other polar opposite where somebody complains all day long on Facebook. Oh my gosh. And it's all passive aggressive. All you would see is like, I can't stand this anymore. Goodbye. And then like an hour later they're sharing something and you're like, what happened? Like,
you're back already.
From like goodbye to now they're back and like retweeting a recipe or like sharing a recipe or something. You're like, whoa, that that de-escalated, or it's so crazy. Or then you have like the oversharers, they do diary entries.
Yeah.
They're like, I woke up today, I vacuumed my living room, I ate 2 Hostess pies, I called my mom, my cat threw up, I vacuumed my car, I took a semi-cold shower. It's just like,
or else you get these ones on there that doesn't, not, I've heard of these people. I didn't never see it, but I've heard of people getting like really mean with other people too, like boyfriends, girlfriends, and bullying, and how dare he do this? And then sometimes people are really, really gross, and they use their language shows the intelligence they have, and lack of, no intelligence. That's why I said their language.
Yeah, and
it's just unreal that what they put out there, and then you want to get a job, and then they go in and check your Facebook page, and then they say, I don't know about this person, A lot of young kids don't think about that.
No, they don't. Nope.
No. They put their dirty laundry out there, and someone's gonna come along and see it.
Yeah, I'm one of the people that I try to keep everything mostly positive. I can slide in every now and then. When like humanity, I feel like humanity has let me down. I'm like, when I see news stories about little kids, I get up on my soapbox and I like point my finger at the internet and like, we need to do better. Like that kind of roar. Yeah. Humans let me down.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And I always know when my husband is trolling a family member on his Facebook page, because he'll just start giggling this maniacal laugh. Like, that's how it sounds in my head. I'm pretty sure that's not how
I could just see him in my head.
Evil giggle, and he doesn't mean anything ill out of it. They just know that that's how he is. So I'm like, now who are you picking on? And he's just giggling to himself, and I'm like, oh, you're a snot.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Facebook, man, you get to a point you're like, I just don't want to do this anymore. But you get to keep in touch with people that you never used to be able to keep in touch with. Not everybody has the time to sit down and chat, with a different friend from your past, or a coworker from your past, or family, or granny, or whatever, an hour of every day. You have so many people on your Facebook. You couldn't actually have a conversation with them, but at least they can see that you're still breathing, your kids are doing good, life is good. If somebody's not doing good, they'll let you know, and then you could be there to help them out. There's a lot of good that can come out of it, too.
Yeah, that's when you need to pick up the phone.
You just missed the point. Are you watching TV or something, woman? Because you were not listening to the words.
I'm listening to everything you say.
Not everybody can.
I know that
everybody has time to pick up the phone. Not everybody.
Right. Well, in today's world, yeah. But I'm talking about 20 years ago or 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I'm talking about real life right now.
Yeah, I know you are. That's why.
Yeah. So I'm saying that's not applicable to like everybody right now.
Well, I just wish that we didn't have to get so involved in the future, and I wish it could go back the way it was, because it's so much easier life. It's so much more easier. In some
ways, and in some ways it wasn't.
In some ways it wasn't, yeah. Well, yeah, like you watch these old TV shows and you see them on there, and they don't have a phone to call for emergency, and a life could have been saved. Where today we have a phone right there, and we can call for emergency, and their life is saved. I do see that respect of it, but yeah.
And I don't think I think that my life or my safety or whatever trumps having bragging rights of being like, yeah, I went a day without a phone. I feel naked if I leave without my phone. Just for the safety purpose, just to know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Just to know that you'll have a way of getting help, because so many times we were stranded on nights when our cars broke down, or what do? We got to go somewhere to get help. We got to go to somebody's house that we don't even know, to get help.
Yeah, I had to do that. Yeah, when I was in high school.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is my mind was thinking about all the different ways that Facebook, and the telephone and all that goes together.
Well, I did find an article that lets you know you can find out to check if you have been hacked. So it says that you don't have to worry and wonder, was I hacked? You can actually go and check yourself, and you go into the settings on the Facebook page, and you go in the menu, you select settings, and then you choose security and login, and then you choose where you're logged in, and it should show a list of all the devices that you're currently logged into, and their locations will also pop up. And if there's a login that you do not recognize, chances are you may have been hacked. If you see anything that isn't you, click Not You on the right-hand side on the log.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's how you can tell.
Yeah.
You got to let that button down because you're tapping the table or something.
I was tapping the side of the computer.
Yeah, and I can hear it. It's like tap, 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 tap. You will be amazed at what your microphone will pick up.
I guess so.
So then you select. I just mixed select and click. Then you click secure account, and then Facebook will then walk you through all the different steps to secure your account. And then you can also then click get started, and they will walk you through and make sure that they'll probably prompt you to change your email. That's always the top one thing. Like if you have been hacked, get a new email or not new password. You can even change your email too, but also you want to get a new password and probably go through all of your other linked apps and then put new passwords on those apps too, because this is spreading out. Other signs that you have been hacked can be your name, birthday, email, or password has been changed, and someone has gotten into your account and started sending out more friend requests from, your account to people that you don't even know. And if you get family or friends messaging you going, hey, did you just send me a friend request? And they are already friends with you, because that's something else people are doing. They're getting in, they're hacking, and then they're replicating your account. And then they send out new messages. Like, my husband has a cousin who has like 7 Facebook accounts right now. And I don't know which one's really her. They might all be her because she's lazy and don't want to send out a I lost my password email. Or some of them might be hacked. I don't know. It's kind of sketchy.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, what people can do if they want to do it.
7 accounts, what are you doing?
I don't know. That's what I don't get. I don't understand. So there's some easy ways you can tell if you have been hacked and how to fix it. So you'll have to let me know. You stopped, you cut coffee. That's one thing you did. You you don't drink caffeine anymore. How's that working out for you?
Oh, it's working out fine. Yeah. Took me about 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah. I'm starting to get, used to not having it. So I like that too, because sometimes you feel like you're dragging, When you don't, when you don't have the caffeine. Right. When you don't have caffeine, you don't.
Right.
Caffeine is some people, and then it made me sweat. So
it made you sweat? Yeah,
because I'm diabetic. So it makes you sweat. So. But then again, on the other side, it says good for your heart. So it's one hand, one the other. Don't know which one it is. It's good. So I figured to just go decaf if you only get 99% decaf. But then I've also heard that decaf is not good for you. So I really don't know. So
really? What did you hear about decaf?
Well, I'll get it for next time, next week.
Okay.
We'll do research on it for.
Okay.
I read that. So I thought I'll do that for next week so you guys can see about what the caffeine gives you and what the decaf gives you. So that's what I'll do for next week. So stay tuned for next week, then you'll get to hear the rest.
I might not make it because I just looked and I've been drinking out of a straw that didn't get very good dishwasher love, and it looks like there's like food particles in there, and I'm really grossed out.
Right now?
I know what it is. Yeah, I was drinking my sparkle water.
Oh, no.
And it's one of the straws I used for one of our smoothies, and smoothies they're good coming in, but man, it is so hard to clean up after them if you don't get them right away. So if you make smoothies, I definitely recommend you get right to that blender, wash that puppy out, get to those straws and cups, because it's like cement, the smoothie mixture.
Yeah, you might want to let them know that you have replaceable straws. You're not the store-bought plastic ones.
Oh, yeah. I bought a pack of 25 BPA-free plastic straws on Amazon, and they are a lifesaver. And literally, because they're not ending out in the ocean and in landfills and hurting animals and stuff, but also they're super handy. I love having my own handy dandy straws. The good side is that they're translucent, so you can see, but the bad side is they're translucent, so now you can see
you probably need
you
probably could put a little pipe. You could put a pipe cleaner down in there with soap and water.
I'm trying a little finagling right now while we're talking. So
I mean, when you wash them. When you wash them, let them soak in some soap and water. Yeah,
that's a handy cool thing is that they sent a little brush to help clean out your straws. It was $7 for 25 of them. Such a great deal. And you got a little brush. Remember, I can share the link.
Have you been using your brush?
The brush for the
straws, yeah.
Well, apparently I didn't on this one. Nice try trying to catch me there, Joy. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, well, I caught you. I caught you. Yeah, I caught you. That's what moms do.
Exactly. Well, speaking of moms, let's move into our good and interesting news.
Okay.
Here we go.
This is good and interesting news on how a baby pig saved a depressed.
A depressed what? You lifted your button up?
Oh, sorry.
You're like, baby pig saved a depressed
Tiger. A mother tiger lost her cubs due to premature labor. Shortly after, she became very depressed and her health began to decline. She was later diagnosed with depression. Since tigers are endangered, tigers are very endangered. You know that?
I do now.
Every effort was made to secure her health. Zoologists came up with the idea to wrap 5 baby piglets up in a tiger print cloth and presented them to the mother tiger. Now she loves these little piglets and treats them like her own. And needless to say, her health is back on track. Isn't that awesome? And if you go to our site and go to our
invigorateradio.com,
right, you'll see the picture of the mother tiger, and there's 5 baby pigs she's laying on her side sleeping, and all 5 baby pigs are laying on her side, and they all got their little wraps around them. They got different tiger prints around their little bodies. Cute. And you see these 5 little tails hanging out. Yeah. Yeah, they're all laying on the side.
Made it all different colors, like her. Because if you look at her print, she's black and white striped on her belly. She has black and white striped face and tail, but her body is like a golden yellow and black. Yeah, and brown. So it's really neat how they mixed up the little jackets they put on these little piggies. That's adorable.
Yeah, isn't that cute?
That is so awesome.
I thought that was a sweet one.
That is precious. Well, I found a cool article earlier this week, and it told about there's an unfinished wildlife bridge that crosses over Interstate 90 east of the Snoqualmie Pass in Seattle. And this wildlife bridge runs parallel to a 6-lane freeway, and it's not even finished yet, but it said that animals are already starting to use it to cross over the traffic. Huh. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, they're not stupid. Animals are smart.
At all. That is amazing. I thought this was really cool because it not only saves the animals' lives, but also those traveling on the freeway, because, you know, it's super dangerous to be flying at such a high speed and then have like a deer or something hit your hood and roll up. It's been known to come right through your windshield and it be, you know, very fatal. Like, it can kill you.
Yeah.
And,
right.
You know, and then that car spins out of control, then that car, it's really, or you have someone swerve because they're startled and they swerve into oncoming traffic. It's just scary. So many things can go wrong. And this is just awesome that they're doing this. And they're actually have said that their end goal is to have around 27 wildlife crossings for that area. And it's all around the Cascade Mountains. They want to have 27 different wildlife crossings. So that's cool. I hope this is something that can spread around, you know, because a lot of times, you know, in like a heavy traffic area, we always called them deer highways growing up. Like, you can see where wildlife has a favorite mode or path of travel. So I think that would be neat.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yes. So, we are moving on to Did You Know? And Joy's coughing into the microphone.
I didn't know that.
Oh, my baby girl. Did you know that if your power goes out, this handy trick will really let you know if your food is safe or not? If you freeze a clear cup of water put the cup of water in the freezer, and when the storm comes, okay, let me start over again, okay? Oh, you just give it to me, okay? All right. If you take a cup of water and you freeze it in your freezer.
Go.
Okay. La, get my tongue starting over again, okay? All right. If you take a cup of water and you freeze it in the freezer, and then you take it and a storm is coming, what you do is that you take a quarter and you put it on top of the ice inside the cup, whether it be a see-through cup or whatever cup. But I would suggest a see-through cup so that you can see where the quarter's at. If you take it out, and then when you return home, say you don't have a basement and you have to go to somewhere safe and you're gone a couple of days, if the power was out the whole time, by the time you'll see where the quarter is when you come back. If it's in the middle, it went out for a time, but they came back on. So it froze the quarter right in the center of the ice block.
Right.
And if it's all the way to the bottom, then you know that your power was out probably the whole time you were gone. But if the quarter is still on top and never went out anywhere, never dropped down at all, then your food in the freezer should be fine because the quarter never went down
or anything.
Yeah, and you don't have to
awesome.
That's a way to tell if your freezer was working while you were gone.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know why you had such a hard time reading this?
Because you're giving me, because
you're reading what you wrote. You know,
yeah. Oh no! I pasted this.
No, you did not. This is totally you right here. It's totally you. It's a redo of this morning.
Oh no, she's giving me a hassle again, everyone. You're gonna have to zoom in on her. She's always picking on me.
Not always.
Now it's your turn, Jen.
Okay, well, maybe I'm extra feisty and wanting to pick on you because I got lots of sleep last night.
Yeah, you told me you had a really good night's sleep because it was nice and cold in your bedroom.
Nice and freezing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I do remember when I was in cosmetology school, we had this lady come in. She was a massage therapist, and she was an older lady, I wouldn't say in her 70s, and she had been doing massage therapy for like 40 years. And she said one of the things she always did was have her kids, now she was like extreme, she would have the windows open all year round, like when it was cool out. And she would put her kids in a sleeping bag. And the whole family, every night in the winter, would sleep in their rooms with a sleeping bag, and she would have the window open. Probably not below freezing stuff, but she would have it open, and she said it was super healthy. Like, it was you got your mic open again? Good Lord. Okay.
I'm just sitting here with my finger on my mic.
Yeah, and you got something going. You'll hear it in the show, because this is all going to stay in.
Oh, I don't know what it could be.
It's hard for me to edit out every little thing like this. So what happened is she said that it was a really big immunity booster. So she always told us, and I was like, this lady is a little, so I never thought, anything more. And obviously I wasn't going to go home and sleep in my sleeping bag in my room and freeze my booty off. But come to find out, there are some benefits, because I slept with it. I didn't know it was going to get down to the 40s last night, and I had my window cracked like 2 inches, and
wow,
my feet were like icicles. Like,
I bet.
I could not get my feet warm whatsoever. And my husband came home from work. I'm like, can you put some socks on my feet? And that didn't help. So I had to get up, and I said, I'm going to shut this window. I said, can you shut the window? That didn't help. So I just had to get up and get on the winter flannel nightie and hop back into bed because it was so cold. But come to find out, I had no idea, but this was there was so many benefits. I'm not going to read them all off, but it says it definitely improves your sleep quality because your body temperature bottoms out right before bed, and then it rises naturally the closer you get to waking, and that this rise in body temperature can cause people to feel like they're sleeping hot. I've gone in to wake my son, or, going and checking my son, and he's sweating. Has that happened to you? Like, you feel like you're sweating when you go to wake up?
Well, no, not really. No, usually in the night or something like that, if I get too many blankets on me.
Okay. Because it says that many people do actually wake up in the middle of the night, but they're just drenched, and it's hard for them to get back to sleep. So if you keep your bedroom cooler, it helps to regulate the temps, and it spaces it out through the night, and then you'll find that your overall sleep quality actually does improve. And it also helps to improve the quality of your sleep just by stimulating the melatonin production. I had no idea that the temperature in your bedroom is linked to melatonin production.
Wow, I didn't either.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. It said that bedrooms that keep their temperatures from around 60 to 68 degrees actually helps to produce melatonin. And then we all know that melatonin, in case you didn't know, actually encourages sleep. So I know people that have to take like melatonin, vitamin, supplements.
Yeah,
and
I've
stuff
heard of
like
that. Yeah.
So try keeping your bedroom between 60 and 68 at night and see if it helps.
Well, what about those that have sleep apnea?
Why would that matter if the temperature? Because sleep apnea sleep apnea is something entirely different. I think it's the way something closes in the back, right? In your throat or your...
Right. But what I'm wondering is like when you breathe the air, the cold air, does it keep your nose really, really cold? And, because it's hard.
I'm not sure, because I know that there are some sleep apnea machines, right, that are heated. So maybe that would help someone if they had sleep apnea, but wanted to keep their room 60, 68, that might be something, because it's like a heated air or whatever that's coming in that might help. I don't know. What's that?
I was just wondering if they breathe in the cold air, if it had anything to do with it, the coolness of the air when they're breathing it in, or is it just the air that's around the body?
I'm not following what you're saying.
Well, how you breathe into cool air. Lots of people like it because they can breathe in cold air, cool air. It makes them feel good. Like my brother, he sleeps in a room. Sounds crazy to me, but he sleeps so good. He said he goes in, even in winter. I mean, he puts on the air conditioner, and even in the middle of any time of the year, he feels that way. He wants to do it. He'll put it on the air conditioner on really, really cold, put the fan on him, and then get under his heating blanket.
Well, this might be linked to this. I mean, this might...
It's what I'm wondering, if it has to do with breathing in the cold air, you see?
Oh,
and hitting the face.
Oh, I'm not sure. I didn't see, because you didn't say any of that. You went right from talking about sleep apnea to then that. So I got lost.
But I'm just saying, he doesn't have sleep apnea, but I'm just saying, I was wondering if it had, because if you have sleep apnea, you can't breathe in the cool air. You just breathe in what the machine gives you and the pressure and stuff.
Right, but I mean, that machine is getting the air from the room.
Right.
So unless it's heated, it's probably will be more room temperature, I would imagine. But anyways, it also, like I said, it helps with the melatonin levels. And the more sleep you get, obviously, the better you feel in theory, typically. And then it helps with anti-aging because of that, because the more you sleep. And also, I did not know that the other benefits of like increased melatonin production actually helps people regulate their menstrual cycles. It helps enhance your mood. It helps with weight loss. It helps cancer fighting, the part of the melatonin. I had no idea that it was such a big part of our body. It helps us to fight cancer, and also it does increase brain health.
Well, that's awesome.
I had no clue. So that is awesome. That's why I wanted to share this. And I found this article with all this yummy info on sleepadvisor.org. But there's a lot of different tips in there that you guys can check out. Helps prevent metabolic disease, decreases risk of disease. All of this stuff is linked, obviously, to getting a good night's rest. So I felt good. I actually didn't mind it at all. I recommend it if you can tolerate it. They say like finishing your shower off with like a cold shower. I try to do that like on your face because it closes your pores. It makes your hair shinier because it closes your hair follicles. But they also say if you can, when you're sick, I've heard people say that you could take like a cooler shower, as cold as you can handle, and it helps your body fight sickness. So I don't know. You might want to check into that a little bit more too. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah, I remember you saying something about it. You said a couple of weeks back, you were telling me that you get in, take a shower, and just before you get out, you turn it to cold. And that's what I thought. I remembered you saying that it helped with getting over a sickness, and you said it really helps. You've heard it really helps, so.
Yeah. Because it helps with your skin and your hair, and it also, because the hotter the water, the drier your skin is. So it's good to use cold water or colder water, and it helps tighten your pores and helps you fight like bacteria. Because like when you take a hot shower, and I didn't know this for years, you take a hot shower, I knew from cosmetology school that it blows your pores open, but then you don't have anything closing it. So as you go throughout your day, you're getting a bunch of gunk on your face, you touch your face, you lean on stuff, and you get more pimples. So if you at least put some cold water on your face, it helps close your pores, and you will have less breakouts too. So
wow.
I don't know how this is going to roll when winter comes. I don't know if I'm going to feel like finishing my shower with I don't know.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that. But right now I'm holding on. Speaking of holding on, if anybody is like me and you're under attack by stink bugs, here in Michigan and surrounding areas, stink bugs are these evil they're also known as like a brown marmoted beetle or something, and they're from like China or Japan, and they're an invasive species over here. But there's natural pesticides. I have yet to get my hands on some of this stuff. It's that, do you remember diatomaceous earth? It was a couple episodes ago. We were like, what is this diatomaceous earth? Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Now we know the rest of the story is this is what it's for. Magically, the foreshadowing of that episode just didn't, get the gravity of the situation until now. When I need this diatomaceous earth, you can spread. It's a chalky powder that you can spread, and it's an all-natural pesticide. And I just need to blast my house with it, because these little bugs, they're little flying. I don't think I'd care if they didn't fly. If they didn't fly, I'd be a little bit more, come on in, little buddy. But I'm not, because they do.
Well, your kids love them.
I'm over it. I have been harassed. Like, you've been on the phone with me when I've been under attack.
Yeah.
Like, I'm being
oh my gosh.
I went from being on the couch to being a full-on, like, marathon pole vaulter. Like, I was a pole vaulter without a pole.
Yeah, if you could hear her on the phone, you'd just die laughing, because it's like a cartoon in your mind.
I was over it. These things were because it's fall is coming in and summer is going out, and these little beetles know that it's going to start getting a little cold out, and they don't like it, and they want to get all up in your business, and they want to crawl in any crack, and they're like, you know what would be amazing? That chick down the street, she has a slider. We're just going to sit on her slider door, and then when she opens it to let her dogs out, we're going to go ride right into her house. And that's what they did. I had like a family of 10 one day. They whoop, when I went, and I didn't know, and when I shut it off, like that little bristle thing that's supposed to stop things from coming in, it didn't it didn't stop them from coming in, but it stopped them from me when I put them back out. It just scraped them off the inside of the door, and away they go. All over my house. My kids thought it was Christmas because they had all these new little pets. Oh,
and they're bug so catchers
cute.
Out.
They're so adorable, Mommy. I love them. And I'm like, I'm like Cruella DeVille. I get out my vacuum and I'm like, get out of here!
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I told you, suck them up.
Sucking these bugs up left and right, and they're like, no, Mommy, it's my pet. And then they start fighting.
Over the stink bugs.
Beetles. The other one only has 4. I want to throw all of them in the fire. Yeah. I don't care how many.
Yeah, I went over to her house, and they're in bug catchers. They got these little bug catchers that was given to them.
Of these bugs.
Yeah, now. and my daughter has the ends taped very good, so the kids can't accidentally. Kids can't let them out. Kids again got to really. Yes.
Especially because they're catching on that these things will freak me out, and they're like,
let's scare Mom.
Yes. What? I can't have a fruit snack? I'm going to release the bugs. Yeah. That's how I would roll if I was a kid. Thank God.
Yeah, you would.
They're not like me.
Yes.
I think they don't listen to this podcast.
Right.
Because then they would know. So hey, diatomaceous earth. If you're having a problem with insects in general, apparently this stuff is amazing. It contains silica, alumina, and iron oxide. It is used as a pesticide against a multitude of insects, including the evil stink bugs that have been harassing me. And it helps by breaking down the waxy structure on a bug's exoskeleton. Let me tell you, this is how bad it got. I went to blow my nose, and a stink bug had hitched a ride from the Kleenex. I didn't know it was there. And I had already used it to wipe off the edge of it to wipe off my eyelash curler. You know, you curl your eyelashes. Yeah. I thought I had some mascara on it. I went to wipe it off, and then I was going to blow my nose. I grabbed a tissue, and poof, I swear, I am so happy that I looked and caught this brown spot before I touched my face with it.
Because you had your glasses off, right?
Yeah, because I had my glasses off.
You didn't see it
and
unless a brown spot.
Blind as a bat. With my glasses on, like unless it's like a couple inches in front of my face, and that it made it a couple inches, and I was like, "Whoa!" I grabbed my curls, like we love to say, "Whoa!" and I threw the tissue on the floor, and I got up like this big giant, and I stomp it.
That's funny.
And I just thought, oh my gosh, some people, their life flashes before their eyes. That was that moment that I almost touched my face with a stink bug. It was just like, is nothing sacred? Is nothing sacred? And then I had posted that on my Facebook page, and come to find out that a family member was like, oh my gosh, I did the same thing today. One was in her tissue box. She reached it, went to dab her eye. She went to wipe her eye off with a Kleenex, and she wiped her eye with a stink bug. And she said she felt something start stinging. And I said, honey, I'm sorry, but I just read that stink bugs shoot liquid, and it's probably why your eyes stung, because it shot its nasty, stinky liquid in her eye.
Oh my goodness!
Because she said it started burning, and she looked down, and it was a stink bug, and she lost her mind too. And I'm like, I was reading her reply to me. I'm like, I feel this woman. I feel her pain, and it was terrifying.
Oh yeah.
So burn it down.
Wow. Yeah.
Burn it down.
Yeah.
So rotten. So then supposedly, this is what I went through. I read this article, and supposedly they don't like the smell of garlic. So I thought, I have garlic. I'm going to make
garlic
spray my entire house down with garlic,
Oh, yeah.
So I went and got my spray bottle, and I got some garlic powder, and I thought, I'm going to make my own garlic juice. I'm going to put some water and powder in there. Well, don't do that. It's the picture shows a spray bottle, because who carries a gallon of garlic juice around? It's something that you got to make yourself. I don't know that anybody just has like can you give me the gallon of garlic juice out the fridge? Thanks. Nobody says that because you don't have that. I've never met. Have you ever owned a bunch of garlic juice? Have you? I can't hear you. Are you talking?
Oh, I'm saying it must be.
Oh, were you talking?
Yeah, I was talking and forgot to put my button down.
You're such a turkey. What? Apparently, one has infiltrated my mother's house and kidnapped her.
Yeah. You can get crushed garlic or diced garlic, and it's in a water in the little jars.
That's what I had to use, but it's not very much.
Yeah, it's not very much, but you probably could add some to it.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, I didn't want to take my chances.
Did it smell bad?
The kids at first were like, I tried my big spray bottle, and it gunked up. It was like, ugh, so I ended up wrecking that one. It was so dumb.
How about garlic salt? That might work. Garlic powder with water.
Yeah,
that could work.
You know what it did do? Because it doesn't kill them. Like the diatomaceous earth is an actual pesticide. So as it gets on them, it naturally murders them. Well, this garlic spray they go, ooh, this stinks. I shall move away. And then they moved into my house.
Oh.
Because I sprayed the crack where I could see them through the slider. And they when we opened the door, they said, getting off. And they walked into my house. And I had another family try to move into my house. I was like, this has got to stop. So then I read that if you wiped your screens down with dryer sheets, that was supposed to help. So I thought, well, I don't need dryer sheets, but I have fabric softener. So I made another spray bottle with water and fabric softener, and I hosed down my slider with that. It seemed to work for the rest of the evening, but the next day was a new day. So my window looks like a hot mess now.
I bet
I have garlic powder residue. I have fabric softener, tropical breeze garlic smell.
Fingerprints.
Fingerprints.
Nose prints.
I like to spray them with olive oil cooking spray because it weighs their wings down and they can't fly, and then I can get them. So I have olive oil. It's been a hot mess. So then I read that they don't like mint.
Oh,
so
boy.
Then I tried... So I tried my mint essential oils. That didn't seem to do anything past a day. So I'm thinking the diatomaceous earth is going to have to be the thing. Supposedly catnip works. If you put it in your garden, it helps keep bugs out. I have never tried that.
Well, there's no garden by your sliders, so that won't work.
No, it's so ridiculous. So I'm just going to, and then it's like, you could spray them with soapy water, you know? And I also recommend you read the entire list. Don't go like I did and went down the list. I'm going to try this. So I went, I should have read the entire list of things that can work because some of them are way easier, you know?
Yeah.
So, in hindsight.
Right.
Anyways, none of them worked 24/7. They didn't work like only for 24 hours. It wasn't it wasn't an all week thing. And the vacuum has been my saving grace. That's the only thing. And then apparently also my kids that don't have a problem just grabbing them. And I keep telling them, you smell, go wash your hands. They're peeing on you. You have stink bug pee. I don't care. Oh, to be a child, not to care that you're being urinated on by a smelly bug. You know, they're so carefree. They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. Well, I do.
Yeah.
And now right now it's out of sight, out of mind. I took their little villages and set them outside on the front porch. They haven't wondered where they have been in an entire day. So I feel like I'm winning. I'm winning at
It'll
life
dawn
right
on them once they see one at the window again. They'll dawn on them. Where are they at?
Yeah, exactly.
Where's our stinky family?
Ridiculous. So there's that. In case you didn't know, now you do.
Okay.
Now we're moving into Then and Now.
All right, so now we're going to do Then and Now, and this comes from the origins of commonly spoken words, phrases, and sayings. Did you know that jaybirds who ventured out of their royal forests and into the urban areas often got confused? They often endangered their lives walking anywhere they wanted, including into traffic. Sophisticated city people laugh at their erratic behaviors, so now anyone who crosses a street in reckless or an illegal way is called a jaywalker, and that's how that word became.
That's so crazy. I had no idea.
And that's how you get fined too.
Wow.
You get. And also, anyone who avoids making discussion or decisions and accepting responsibility to pass the buck. This all starts from the old days of card playing, in which pieces of buckshot is placed before someone who has the deal. The dealer has a lot of responsibility on determining the game's format. If a cautious player doesn't want to take on this responsibility, he's allowed to say, pass the buck, to the next player who will be the dealer. And that's where that term came, pass the buck. Isn't that interesting?
That's crazy. I had no idea. That's nuts.
Yeah, and that's where, but I'm used to all these words, so you don't even hear them anymore, really. You do hear jaywalker, though.
Yeah, I even have used that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've even used that before. Oh, now the cats are going, we're going to sit and meow while you're busy.
That's okay. I'm sure.
I can hear them.
Yeah.
My cats. I have the kitten locked in there with the old timers, and he's now probably starting to feel the heat because he likes to irritate them all day long.
Well, he's 4 months, everyone. So
yeah, and he loves irritating the old timer cats all day long. And then at night, I put them now because he's old enough. I put them all in the laundry room, and I feed and water them, and they have their litter boxes in there. And then I know they're not climbing on my countertops or my kitchen table, and
that's a good idea.
It's cement floor in there, so if they do one of their annoying hairballs, it's not on my family. It's not on my furniture. I feel like they're contained. So I put them all in the room before I started to record, and now I can hear Mr. Cooper going, "Come on, let me out. These old guys are footy-duddies."
Yeah, I bet.
I want to live the life.
Find a mouse. That's what you're there for, right?
Yeah.
Just wait for a mouse to come in. The mice will come in soon, shortly.
Oh, goodness. The country mice in the wintertime. Not a fan.
I guess we're going to move on to funny stuff.
Funny stuff. Oh, I have recommendations. Oh, no, funny stuff. Sorry.
Funny stuff.
Funny stuff.
These jokes were taken from Reader's Digest, and it says, As we waited for a bus in the frosty weather, the woman next to me mentioned that she makes a lot of mistakes when texting in the cold. I nodded and knowingly. I bet it's just early signs of typothermia.
That is so silly.
A new term.
And this says it was sent in by Phil Noyes of Yakima, Washington.
Yeah, that was cute.
That is funny.
And the next one is, what do you call someone who can't stick with a diet? A deserter.
You're such a stinker. That is funny. Those are cute.
I always liked Reader's Digest too. It's good. That's a good little book.
One of I think I'll share for my funny things is something that my kids have said this week that cracked me up. I always joke and call my husband a Debbie Downer because he always seems to like his glass is always half empty. Not always, but 80% of the time. And almost always, but not entirely.
Yeah.
So, the first thing when you wake up is like, like nothing positive. Not like good morning family or something. It's like, one of the dogs, dude, instantly starts complaining about something. And I'm always the half full person. He's the half empty person. So I've started calling, I've always called it whatever, Debbie. Knock it off, Debbie, because it gets annoying to always hear somebody poo-poo everything. And I think it becomes such a habit for some people that don't even realize they're doing it because it's just so in their nature. Like they're not present enough or self-aware enough that they're very reactionary, Just my habit is to complain, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm like, whatever, Debbie Downer. Now the kids have started calling him a Debbie Downer when they see that he's being negative or not saying anything, everybody else is in a great mood. Oh, look at this, isn't this really cool? And he's like, I hate the color of that. And we're like, what? Go away, Debbie. That's really like, stop it, Debbie. Go away, Debbie, So one night we're praying as a family. My kids we're all on our knees. We're getting ready to pray. And then my son fires up. My son, he's only just turned 5. He loves to use his prayer time to troll his family members. That is what he likes to do now. So it has evolved from, Dear Lord, please help Sissy not be so grouchy. Please help her share her toys when I want her to. And the whole time I'm watching across the way, and my little girl, she's 6, she's just starting to glare at him and shoot eye lasers at him like, how dare you? Like, what?
Yeah.
So now he's trolling his dad. So this week it was, Dear Lord, please help my daddy not be such a Debbie Downer. We just started rolling. It was so funny. We're like, this guy is cracking us up. It is so funny.
How cute.
So yeah, that was a funny thing. Now it's, hey, he's calling it like he sees it. So we got a big chuckle out of that.
And for those that don't know what Debbie Downer is, that came from Saturday Night Live back in the early 90s? Remember, it used to be on the Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I feel, Debbie Downer is a name of a fictional Saturday Night Live character who debuted in 2004 and was portrayed by actress Rachel Dratch.
Yeah, so that's where that term came from.
Right. Oh, yeah, because it's a phrase which refers to someone who frequently adds bad news or negative feelings to a gathering, thus bringing down the mood of everyone around them. And that is entirely why I call him a Debbie Downer.
Debbie Downer.
And I will say, Debbie, get lost.
Yes.
Debbie, peace out. Yeah. Because that's the only way I have learned to deal with negative people. Because if you're negative back to them, it does nothing. If you're like, come on, don't you see that ray of sunshine over there? That does nothing. I'm just like, get out of here. Like I just have to use find some humor in the Debbie Downerism because I feel like a lot of the times that if they don't know they're doing it, it's not going to change overnight, but maybe having a laugh around it or maybe looking at it in a lighthearted way, like my son now praying to God to help his dad not be a Debbie Downer and then watching his dad.
Right. They tend to look at themselves like, am I really being this?
Yeah. It's like,
and do I really want to? Yeah. And the dad was like, do I really want to be called Debbie?
Yeah. Do I really want to be? I know. Because the outsider.
Yeah.
If you're at the
This
store
is my dad.
Get out
His
of here,
name is Debbie.
Yeah, his name is Debbie. And believe me, I know my son probably will pull that out sometime.
I bet.
Start telling people his dad's name is Debbie from now on. Put it on his license plate.
Yeah. That's funny. Oh.
Alrighty, so we're moving into recommendations.
Okay, everyone. I really recommend the show called Nature. It's on PBS, and it's entertaining. It's about learning about world, about animals and bugs and fish and wildlife and the sea creatures. It's a great family show, and it's on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The program is very informative, and if you just want a good show for your family to sit down and have time together on a Sunday night before bedtime, this is an awesome show for everyone to just sit down and enjoy, get out the popcorn, and just have a great time with his family time. It's a really good show, and I suggest it highly. I really do suggest it highly. And that's what I found.
I have a question, though. Is it one of those, because you said it's a family show, bust out the popcorn. I'm thinking every time I watch a family show, it's either like animals eating each other. Like, is that, like, what goes on? Is it like, oh, ladies and gentlemen, here's a fluffy bunny. Oh, here's a fox coming over. Oh, no, the fox is hungry. No, the fox is going to eat the fluffy bunny. And now like, is it like that?
Well, tonight when I watched it, it was about a hippopotamus, and the fish were eating all the bugs off from the hippopotamus. And
so it was showing
how each thing has something to feed the other. You know what I mean?
So
it could be, I don't know, but I did watch one too about a monkey and the monkey family and how people raise monkeys, and in this wildlife place where they take animals that have been hurt or nobody wanted them and got them as a pet, and then they have to adopt them and then take them, raise them back into the wild. But it might be a good idea. You might want to look into it before you watch it, so there isn't any of that. But
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Jenny, because I have no idea. So it's a good idea. But
yeah, because even a trip to the zoo can be a little scarring for kids. Because remember, wasn't there like a monkey that always did nasty stuff at the zoo whenever we went to
the baboons are not nice to watch. The baboons are very, very dirty animals.
They'll throw poop at you.
Yeah.
They'll do other things.
Well, that's the gorillas. The gorillas are pretty bad in that way, too. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's if they're like in Toledo Zoo. They used to, when I was a little girl, they used to have like big cages, like a jail bars coming down, and they would go get a drink of water and then come over and spit it right out at you. Seriously. And it happened to my grandma, and I was a baby. I was told,
crazy.
This is what I was told by my family. I was in a baby stroller, and my grandma had me in this. My mother was pushing me, and my grandma was by me, and the gorilla spitted water at her, and she fell over me in my stroller and landed on the floor, and she was all grossly wet because she really got soaked because he had a really big mouthful of water. But yes, they used to take their bowel movements and throw it at people. And so now mostly you see them behind glass. Because stuff don't happen. But baboons and gorillas can be kind of naughty. in a human way, but not in their way, Right. They're not human, but no, they don't learn manners.
Well, here it says Nature Season 37 preview that it says on the website pbs.org that they have in the past done tiny squirrels and perilous journeys of a newborn polar bear cubs, but with their newest season, they're focusing more on the emotional stories of heartbreak and triumph in the natural world, utilizing their latest filmmaking techniques to capture footage never seen before. So it looks like right now one of their episodes is the explore the superpower-like abilities of mysterious nighttime hunters. So, if your kids are old enough and they don't really, if they handle stuff like that well, definitely grab your popcorn and watch owls eat other animals. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, well.
I don't know if there is a age on it. Some shows, I mean, they normally would post like what age is appropriate for it. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
probably not small kids like I have, but older.
Well, no,
preteens.
unless you know that that there's not going to be, if you like say watched it last week and then watch it a week ahead and then made it for the following week,
Yep.
That's what I would do.
Because there's always some sketchy stuff going out there in the nature.
Yeah, really. Yeah, right.
So, alrighty. Well, I have been so busy. I haven't even been watching my shows that I was watching a month ago. Like, I've taken another month hiatus from things because I've been so busy with my kids' schedules and family stuff and homeschooling, trying to get our groove in, that I have not watched anything fantastic. Or I just listen to podcasts or sermons and stuff, whatever I want to learn throughout the day and while I'm doing chores. So nothing too exciting. But I thought that we can add to this section of recommendations. It's also kind of tied in something that we've learned this week, because that's also kind of a recommendation. So one of my recommendations for life this week is Joy, don't hold your button down. That's my recommendation.
What?
Your button is being held down, and it sounds like some crazy noises are going on over there. You'll hear it. But so my recommendation, my real one, to Joy, it was stop holding your button down. But my recommendation to our listeners was, I just wanted to drop some advice that I think Joy and I both can agree on. Do not let the actions of others dictate how you act. So if somebody is giving you the side eye, if you hold the door open to someone and they don't say thank you, don't let their poor behavior carry, it's like a disease. Bad behavior can be a disease. Bad moods can be a disease. If somebody does you wrong, I'm a firm believer that it does indeed speak about that person. It's nothing to do with you. Normally it has something to do with that person, something going on with that person. It's a personality flaw with that person. So you just keep doing you. You just keep chugging forward, and you don't let their bad behavior dictate how you're going to keep moving the rest of the way through your day or your week. So if anything, they need to step up their game and be more like you and treat people with respect and common decency and as you would want to be treated, as opposed to carrying forth the bad behavior and the bad attitude. So
yes, I agree.
Yeah, we've been struggling. We won't go into details, naturally or logically, but we both have, had a situation like that this week and a couple of weeks where, it just rubs you wrong and you just find yourself going, why does that person just want to act like such a why are they doing this to people, so it's probably something more, it's something on their end. It's not on your end.
With that being said, I totally.
Oh, so I think you're cutting out. You're like, so that.
Being said, I totally agree.
Alrighty. And I think we have an outro. We won't be gone for a month. We won't. So we'll be back in a week.
Yeah, we'll be back
sooner, however we feel.
Yep.
So, and we have switched over to Facebook. From Facebook back to YouTube, so you can catch our live streams on YouTube, and that's at Invigorate Radio on YouTube, and you can find our podcasts everywhere. Podcasts can be listened for free. If you can't find it somewhere, just email us at invigorateradio@gmail.com, and I can try to get us on there. And you can follow us on Twitter at Invigorate Radio, and invigorateradio.com is where all the stuff is at.
Okay, everyone. Well, you have a safe week, and
we
take
will
good care.
Yep, take care.
Okay, we'll see you in a brand new cartoon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.